Hi everyone. So here we are, and I was thinking about, well, what's something that we could do that would help you with getting in touch with yourself a little bit more. And one of the things that people always keep coming up about is doing things to do with gratitude and how is it that we show our gratitude and remembering it and writing it down. So I thought instead of just writing it down is to actually create some images to help you keep that in mind. So the first one we're going to do is just looking at, okay, let's do some flowers and flowers of gratitude. Now, flowers might freak people out, or it might be something that you want to play with. So you've got your basic, where you've got your little petal in the middle, your bit in the middle, and then you do your petals away from that. You get your like daisy type flowers. Okay, so you could do a few of those. Might actually do them bigger because we do actually want to bring some writing into that, because if we're looking at gratitude, what are the things that you are having gratitude for? So it might be more that something to think about as you're going. Now, let's say if we're going to do let's do our ground, because we like that. You could just have floating flowers, but I'm just going to do a bit of a stem for my flower. Put a bit of a leaf. Okay, so that's one flower. Now, I could also bring about some other types of flowers, and let's think about what's another one. We've got flowers that look more like bulbs, which are kind of like I guess like an egg shape, really. And then you can bring in the line in the middle, and that creates that little bit of a bulb shape. And you give it a little bit of a bit down here where all the green stuff will be coming, and then you can bring it down again. And this might have some leaves as well. Now the trick here too would be for you to do them at different heights as well. So there might be, there might be another one of those bulby ones here that's just starting to grow. So different sizes and different shapes is what will give you interest. Oh, it's looking very much like an Audrey, really. Could put teeth on it. Right, what's another flower we've got? Okay, say a lily, a peace lily. They're kind of a circular up the top, and then they come down. Now, remembering that we are actually just playing with drawing, so we're not necessarily always going to get something that's very exact, but we get the feel for it. Now, this is going to cause me issues later because I'm actually drawing in a watercolor pencil, or it could be really interesting. So these sort of flowers have stamens that are really big, so there might be some floating ones. Add more leaves, so you can do a basic thing like that, and then you might want to bring out your marker. Now hopefully, yes, this is a waterproof one. So because what I'm going to be using is my Tombow markers to put colour on, and then I'm going to use water. So if I'm going to use water, I really need to be sure that if I'm writing with black, it's not going to go everywhere. So I might say, well, I'm really grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the love in my life. I do love him. I'm also grateful for my community. I'm grateful for the joys that I have, my health. So I'll leave it at that, because you could actually just keep writing all around there and bring your words through. You could write your words in your leaves. But I'm going to actually start to bring some colour in. Now, the good thing about these Tombows is that you don't have to colour everything right in. You can actually do bits. and then bring the water in to dilute it. So if you want more of a watercolor sort of look, that sort of does the trick. I'll show you with that. So if we bring just the brush, so it takes it away from being that real marker look to a lot more washed down as you would have in the watercolor. And it's actually, the blue's actually creating a really interesting effect too. So sometimes you get really unexpected things when you're creating, and that's pretty cool. Sometimes it goes really wrong too. Now, because it's a blue and I've got an orange, it's kind of wanting to go a bit greeny brown, but that's okay. So there's that one. I also have to do, we'll say, I might go with a blue tulip. After all, we are drawing and we're being creative, so your flowers can be whatever color you like. You can see if you add a bit more water and let it run, it gives you some interesting looks. So let's say for this one I will keep it green. And the really good thing about water-soluble markers too is that you can mix in different colors. So say if I get, I've got a darker one, yeah, that's it. I can bring in a darker one. So I'm just letting that go, and then I can bring in some, say, some yellow in the middle. And let's see what happens when we add the water. So you get different shades of green. So obviously the dark green is going to take over a little bit more, but it gives you a bit of samples of different colors. What else could you do? Let's do this one, purple. And the lovely thing about flowers is that you can just do lines in between. It doesn't have to be exact. Just experiment and see what happens. There you go. So just by adding a little bit of water, you can have a difference with some darker color and a bit of lighter color. You can always come back over the top once it's dry. Don't use your colors on while you're still wet. Yeah, I might go with a purple leaf and stem for this one, as I can. I have so much to be grateful for within my life. I think even times when things seem really hard, there is always something we can be grateful for in one way or another. And it's usually the really important things, I find anyway. Okay, so there you go. Basic flowers that you can just keep adding to. Do some watercolor effects with your water-soluble markers, or you can just do it with coloring in pencils as well, and see how you go. Love to see you in the group sharing. Have fun with that.